Hi everybody. Welcome back to Regina's World. Juicy topic today. This is actually a re-upload because I already did this video before, but it wasn't in the best quality. And I want you guys to feel me in this story time, because this story time took 4 years out of my life that it shouldn't have taken. So this is Storytime Monday, guys, and if you want to hear this story, please stick around. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel, and follow me on social media. Keyshawn Voice Robinson on Facebook, and Sleepless and LV Envy on Instagram. Okay, let's go. Let's start this story time. All right, so as the title say, I was a side chick for 4 years. Look at me. Do you believe that? I didn't even believe it when it even happened. So, okay, so this story time starts off all the way back to 2017. I met Mr. Jackson August 2017. And this is how I met him. I met him on Plenty of Fish. Ladies beware. Here's his picture. So, but that's where I met him. I was just on a regular dating site, and he hit me up. And I didn't think anything of it, like I never really do anyway. But in this particular day, we was conversing back and forth with each other, was talking, and it went from telephone to video chat to texting, telephone, video chat, to actually seeing each other in person. And then we finally saw each other in person, and this is how it happened. We were talking, we were video chatting damn near every day, all the time. And this particular day, I just didn't feel like going to work. So I went to work, and I told him on the way there that I didn't feel like being there. So call my job and tell them that it's an emergency so I can leave. And he did it. So when I left, I had called him and let him know that I was leaving. And he asked me, what do I want to do now? I said, I want to be with you. So he comes over. He meet me at the house. When he get out of the car, he had his son with him. His son at the time maybe was like 4, maybe even younger than that. But I'm give or take, he was about 3 or 4. He get out of the car. He come in the house. I'm on the patio and I'm looking at him. And it's so different from just looking at somebody from a picture to seeing them in person. And when I saw him in person, my whole, I don't know, something just came over me. And I was like, I felt instantly connected, instantly attracted, like instant everything was just there. And he came into the house, and we hung out, we talked. I don't think we drank yet. We were just talking at this point in time. We were just talking, getting to know each other. Then he kissed me. And then once he kissed me, it kind of just like eased the nerves or whatever. And he said, I'm coming back. He said, I gotta go get my kids from school, and then I'm coming back. And he said around like 9 o'clock. I said, okay. So he came back around 9 o'clock. This time he came back with drinks, and he had some blunts and stuff. I don't smoke, but he did, and all that stuff. So we were chilling. And now, we turning up a little bit, because at this time I didn't drink dark liquor at all. I only drank white liquor, but he was a fan of the dark. So he drank the Remy, the Crown, anything dark. Let's just say that. That's what he drank. And it wasn't my kind of thing, but he kind of got me into drinking anything with the apple, like caramel apple or ruby apple, whatever. Anything with the apple, that's what he kind of got me drinking. So that night after we were drinking, we got into his truck. He had 2 cars at the time. He had a truck and he had a Mustang. It was one of those Mustangs, Camaros. It was one of those cars. And we got into his truck and we was driving around the city, and then we ended up at the park right around the corner from my house. And this is the same night I find out that he lives 5 minutes down the street. So he lives in the apartments that I used to live in. How crazy is this? If I didn't move, I would have still been in the same apartment that I would still be living in the same apartments as him if I didn't move. But I moved literally down the street, 5 minutes away. So we ended up at the park around the corner from my house, and it was like, I don't even know what time it was. It was late though. It was in the middle of the night. And I said, being my whole self, I said, I wanna feel you. Ew, that was so corny. But that's what I said. I said, I want to feel you. And he was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. I was drunk out of my ass. Let me tell you that. So I know we had sex in the park. We had sex in the park, on the bench in the park. I didn't remember the sex at all because I was that drunk. I just remembered that we did it. I didn't remember it though. Couldn't tell you if it was good or not. I didn't know. So he went home. I remember he wanted to come back into my house, but I was like, no, I want to go home. Thanks for the dick, you know. I'm going to go upstairs. You go home. But didn't think, no, I mean, he was kind of, you know, like, what the fuck? You want me to come upstairs? I'm like, no, I don't. Thanks for the dick. Good night. So he leaves. But he calls me instantly when he got home, and then we were talking the next day, and he came back over the next day. And then this day we actually had sex, and I remember, and I'm sober. So it was a huge difference from having sex with him last night when I was drunk to having sex with him when I was sober. I was completely like, what the? I fucked this last night. I mean, when this is about, I took this last night. Are you joking? You think I'm finna do this when I'm sober? Honey. So it took me about a good 2 months, maybe 2, to actually get used to taking all of that. Like, I could not take it. At some point, I just had to learn how to relax and take all that because he just have too much girth. So, but something was different about this encounter with this person. Something was different. And it was just a different kind of connection. It was a different kind of vibe. It was a different kind of, it was just different. And I never felt it before. Within 2 weeks, I was like, I love you. And I never tell anybody that I love them. If you get it out of me, it's damn near about a year later. My last ex-boyfriend, we was living together. And I didn't tell him until about 1.5 years in the relationship. Because it just doesn't come easy for me to tell somebody that I love them. Even if I feel them, I need to be sure that that's what the hell I'm feeling and not just some lust. I'm like, but this person, I knew that what I was feeling is what I was feeling. And I was not afraid to tell him either. So I told him within like 2 weeks. Surprisingly, he was feeling the same way. He just was afraid to tell me because he didn't know what he was feeling. So eventually he told me too. And he was like, when the day I kissed you, I knew I would never not kiss you. I knew I was in trouble the moment I kissed you because there was magic going on. It was everything past the sex. Because remember, I told you the first day I didn't remember what the sex was like. But it was something there. There was a connection there between us that never happened to me before. So time goes on. and we are damn near full-blown relationship. We have, by this time, here we have gone on a helicopter ride. We have gone to see Erykah Badu in concert. We have gone to so many places by this time, all on each other's Facebook, all on each other's Instagram. You know, we're like out in public. You know what I mean? There was no what I didn't think that there was no secret. And then I get the surprise of my life. So he was a chef, still is a chef. Actually, he's actually doing really well. Sidebar information, I actually saw what he was doing on Instagram the other day. He's back living in California, and his business has blew up and booming, and it's called Chef Boy LB in California. So he's doing really well for himself, thank God. But anywho, he was a chef. And so what was I talking about? Where was I going with this? I forgot where I was going with this. Anywho, it'll come back. So, oh yes, that's what it was. Okay, this particular day, he told me that he was going out of town for something, for a chef thing. He was doing something. And, you know, I trusted him at this moment. I was like, okay, sure, go ahead. I'll see you when you get back. So I talked to him on the way there. But once he got to wherever it is he said he was going, I didn't hear from the entire weekend. Like, nothing. He went just complete silent the entire weekend. And I was like, what the hell? What happened? What's going on here? So, you know, your antennas is going off like ding, 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 ding. Hello, what's happening? So, remember, hey, I said we were friends on Instagram. We used to talk to each other on Instagram. We used to comment under each other's photos on Instagram. This was, we didn't, you know, it wasn't a hiding. We wasn't sending each other direct messages. This was messages that we were sending under each other pictures so the world can see. There was someone, I think he said it was his, oh, before I even get there, I'm going to back up just a little bit. So, so when I said he went silent, I trying to figure out why, and I go to I'm looking on his Instagram. There's just nothing there other than what he puts on his Instagram. So I wasn't friends with him on Facebook at this time. So I said, I wonder, does his Facebook have the same name as his Instagram? And yes, it did. So I went in Facebook and found him on Facebook, and it said married, and I said, married? What? And then the person name that he's married to is right there, right? So I clicked the page. Her page is open. So I clicked the page, and it's their wedding photo. Now, mind you, I just said I met him in August. He got married in September. He got married September 17th, I think, or September 7th or 17th, one of them. So I was knowing him for a couple of weeks before he ended up tying the knot. So I'm looking at these pictures in awe, like, what? Is this the man? What? So I was like devastated, right? I was hurt. I was just like wanted to cry. I did cry. I went to my best friend's house, April, and I told April what was happening. And she was like, let me talk to her. I'll hit her up on Facebook and let her know that her fucking man is cheating on her. And actually at this point, at this time, I really didn't want to. I didn't want to, my hair is a mess, I'm sorry guys, but I really didn't want to hit her up. Like, I didn't want to tell her Because on her wedding day, you just had a wedding. I didn't want to be responsible for ruining what's supposed to be something that was happy for you. So I just felt like awful, and I just felt terrible if I took that away from her because her cheating ass husband, you know, stepped out on her while she was pregnant. And to make matters worse, as I'm looking at the photo, then I realized, is she pregnant too? Yes. I was done though. I said, so not only that you are a cheater, you're cheating on your pregnant wife? I said, oh my God. So, eventually he came back to town, and I already screenshotted the photos and everything. And when he came back to town, he was, what's up, baby? What's up, what's up, what's up? And I just gladly sent him the photos and was like, you forgot to tell me that you was that you was getting married, huh? Did you have a pregnant wife? And he was like, what? What are you talking about? I don't got no wife, blah, blah, blah. So I sent him the photos, and he gonna say, his response to me at that moment was, those pictures are up already. Men are something else. So, of course, maybe me, I was just like, fuck you. Don't talk to me no more. I don't want to talk to you. I can do better by myself. I don't need no motherfucking cheating ass husband. No husbands barking at my fucking tree. That's not the type of shit that I do. Blah, 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 blah. So I meant what I said when I said it. I didn't want to have anything to do with him and all that. I blocked him out of my phone. If I blocked him out of my phone, he'll find a way to text me. If I block him out of my text, he'll download an app to contact me 101 times. And, I blocked that, and then he'll hit me up from another app or, whatever. He would find a way to contact me. If he can't contact me through my phone, at this time he had access again. He was 5 minutes down the street from me, so he can literally drive down the street anytime he wanted to and come through my front door. He used to do that all the time. Like, come right to my front door. If he couldn't get me over the phone, he would physically come to my home. And I was like, dude, just leave me alone. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna leave you alone. I love you. I'm like, how the fuck do you love me and you just got married to somebody? Like, how can you even be saying that right now? Like, who says that? So I tried to, I did what I could possibly do for a very, very long time to get him away from me. This guy, I don't know who, I think it was baby daddy, his wife's baby daddy, saw conversations of us having on his Instagram, and screenshotted those photos, those comments or whatever, and went on my page, because that's where the pictures was. The pictures was on my page. And so he went to my page and saw the pictures of us together and sent them to the wife, and the wife started hitting me up. And I was like, who are you? And she was like, I am so-and-so, so-and-so. I'm his wife, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, well, glad that you know now, because now since you know that, what your husband has done and is doing, then this madness can stop. That's what I thought. Okay, that's what I thought that was going to happen. I thought it was after that when she found out that it was going to be easy and I can wipe my hands or clean with them and, everything was going to stop. But it didn't. It was just like, okay, now she knows. Now I don't have to hide it anymore. That's all that was. Because he went 10 times harder after his wife found out. He didn't give a shit that his wife found out. He was like, well, good, because I'm not going to stop fucking with her. So either you can accept it or you can get gone, because I'm not going to stop fucking with her. I'm just not. And he did not. So I would say this first 6 months to a year was me in this cycle of leave me alone and him not leaving me alone. Leave me alone and he won't leave me alone. He wouldn't. He was relentless. And I was used to tell my friends about him, like, I can't get away from this man. Like, he won't leave me alone. I don't know what to do. He's freaking me out. He's scaring the shit out of me. Like, I don't know what to do? Like, what do you do? Because he just won't leave me alone. And it just, nothing of what I did worked. So I talked to his wife several times. I talked to, after she told his family. His family is a religious kind of family like my family. And they like did an intervention or, you know, a counseling session to try to get him to be faithful, you know. Like it was a hot mess for about the first almost year of 2018. I was like, it was constant. Like it was a constant shit. It was a constant shit show. After, I don't know, it was just after certain points. I cannot look at my edges, girl. I took this off because I didn't want to look at my scarf. But now look at my edges. It's just, just too much. Okay, let's put it this way. Yes. So after a certain point, okay, that's a little bit better. I'm just trying to hide my damn edges. Okay, so after a certain point, I literally just gave in. That's just what happened. That's just the truth. I gave in to all of the madness, to all of the crazy. I just gave in because I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what can be done in this situation. I didn't know what else to do. Like your family know, his family know. I had put his picture of us in a helicopter on my Facebook, like my Facebook profile. And there was somebody who knew me and his wife, right? And she went to her because they worked together, but she was my Facebook friend. And she went to her and was like, why is your husband on her Facebook profile? So she calls me literally like, please take that down off of your Facebook because that's not your husband. Please take that picture down off of your Instagram because that's not your husband. And I was just, you know, at some point I was just like, bitch, get a backbone. Like I started off with mad respect for her, but after a certain point, I lost all respect because she just didn't handle it like I would thought she would handle it as a wife. Come and whoop my motherfucking ass or something. Like, come and put your foot down. Come and do something. Stop this nigga from chasing after me. Or if he don't, kick his black ass out your house or something. Like, you were pulling all your weight. You were doing the work. You were you were working your ass. You were pumping kids out for this motherfucker. And this motherfucker have the nerve to be in the street fucking around on you all the time. Oh, and you wonder, you ask, how did this even, he was able to pull this off? Let me tell you, friends, she worked nights. And I'm not sure what time she went to work at night, but she worked nights. I worked evenings. So when I'm asleep in the morning, was that right? When I'm asleep in the morning, that's when he's with her because she's just getting home. Or hold on, she works night. Let's say she get up at 7. She goes to sleep when she come home. During this time of her sleep, before I go to work, he's with me that time. She's asleep. I go to work from 2 to 11. She's at home. So he's at home with his wife. She goes back to work. By the time I get off, he's with me overnight. You see? Do you see how he was able to get away with this without any interruptions or interference? Like, he was able to pull this shit off? Like, how dare you motherfucker? So what makes it even worse, this is what I mean that I stopped having respect for her because if your husband don't have respect for your relationship, why should I? And that's just on period. Why should I? Your husband allowed me to come in 2 of your homes, in both of your homes. They moved from the apartment and they moved into their cousin. They have hit on some rough times, and then they moved into a house on, I forget where it was, but it was off of Nellis and Lake Mead somewhere. I went to that house so many times. I knew that house like the back of my hand. like the back of my hand. From the backyard to the garage to their bedroom. I had sex all over that place. On their couch. In front of their kids. While their kids is running around. I had sex when her kids is outside playing. I would come right in the front door and they don't even know. Only a few of them knew exactly who I was. And they didn't say anything. And that was like the boys, because he had a little relationship with the boys. He'd be like, don't tell your mama, that she's over here or whatever. And sometimes they would tell. And she just didn't want to believe it. Like, she didn't. She really wanted to act like I did not exist for a long time. After she realized that he was not going to stop fucking with me, she just acted like I didn't exist. So, but most of the time that he'd just tell the boys or whatever, don't say anything. Or if it's his daughter, because he had a daughter himself that was not shared with her, then he would tell. We all literally went to an arcade together. Me, his daughter, his son, Caden, and my two kids went and hung out at an arcade and shit together. Like one big happy fucking family. Like, I know this isn't funny. This is very fucked up. But, you gotta laugh through your pain. But, I did some really shady shit. And I'm not proud about what the hell I did. I just really literally got sucked into a situation that I really wasn't ready or prepared for. Like, I just wasn't ready to deal with this. I wasn't ready to deal with none of it. But I got sucked into it because I got sucked into falling. I fell for him hard. And I was like, how is this possible that I fell for somebody this motherfucking hard who's a motherfucking married man? Like, I didn't understand it. I'm like, is it because I really do have this connection with him? Is it because he's unattainable and that's what's making me like, not want to leave him? Is it because he's chasing me like a motherfucker that got me intrigued and I don't want to leave him? What is it? What is it that we're doing that's making me stay? Like, he literally had my heart like this. And it was hard to let go of that situation. And frankly, if he wouldn't have moved out of Vegas, I probably would still be in that situation, because it is hard. It was hard to break. It was hard to break, because not only was I addicted to him as a person. When you say someone say, I am addicted to that person, I was addicted to that person. I was addicted to his smell, his face, his touch, his whatever. All of it. I was addicted to all of it. And throw the dick in there too? Please. I never. Like, what do you mean? I can't have that? So it was at one point I actually told her, his wife, like, look, that's my nigga too. So where is my nigga? Like, I got really bold at a point, because I freaked. That was my nigga too. We were sharing this motherfucker, because I didn't gave in to all this. I didn't let myself be a part of all this madness, all this craziness. Like, I used to snitch like a motherfucker. Like, when he used to piss me off, look, tag her in all these posts. Look what your husband is over here doing. Look what your husband is over here doing. Come get your fucking ass husband. Come get your fucking husband. It was like, it was a whole hot mess for a whole long time. And I don't need to go into details of, our physical altercations or anything like that. This is literally just a story time of me just being his side chick. So what benefits did I get out of being his side chick? Really none. Some women have a great story of, you got this, she got purses, she got bags, she got money, she got a bills paid, she got this, she got that. What benefit did I get out of being his side chick? Really nothing. I didn't elevate any higher than where, I didn't go down any lower, I just had, amazing sex. I had somebody that I had a lot of common with. We did a lot together. I had somebody who was fun, who could literally understand me, who could complete my sentences. I had that. I had a partnership with somebody that I never had before. But in the sense of monetary gain, I gained nothing. So yes, so it's jokes on me, right? Joke the fuck on me, because I gained nothing out of that relationship but great sex. That's what I did get. I got a lot of great sex, but monetary gain, I gained nothing. And for 4 years, I mean, I was wrapped up in him. I was wrapped up in him completely, and nobody was able to get me out of it. Like, nobody. Like, I have blinders on like this thick because I couldn't see past them. And I was still dating other people while I was dating him. But I didn't really want to date other people while I was dating him. I was only really dating other people, one, to piss him off, because I know I got a reaction from him anytime a man came near me. Even 2 inches from me, he would want to kill them. And he did just that on several occasions. Call them, go through my phone, send them videos of us together to the guy, threaten them. You know, he did all kind of stuff. But I knew that's what he would do. So I was trying to get sometimes of a reaction of him, because just to piss him off, because I was always pissed off because of the situation that I'm in. And then too, I'm not finna be sitting around boo-boo the fool while you're all, going home and playing husband to, your ugly ass wife. Then I'm sitting at home, being pissed off because of the situation. No, if you're going home, I'm going on a date. That's it. That's just what it was. I'm going on a date. And he used to hate that shit that, I was going on a date. But I'm like, nigga, are you taking me on a date? Are you doing it? Don't think so. So shut the fuck up. So I had my ways of standing my grounds to him in a certain sense. But, when he came around me, I was like putty in his hands. So he stood very tall over me, like he towered over me. So when he's talking to me, he's talking down to me like this. I thought it was so sexy. And he was so super strong. He's like pick me up and put me on the counter with his one arm. Like, he was just super sexy. Cut. Okay. Let me start back over. All right, I was going off on a tangent. I kind of started reminiscing. I was talking about a subject. I was a side chick. Okay. All right. So, but in the real sense, I was in love. I was madly in love. Madly in love with the man. Would do anything for the man. That's real talk. I would have. Sexual escapades with the man was incredible. The one time that we had sex that was just so spontaneous, I wasn't prepared for it. We had sex in the park around the corner from his house. Wasn't even prepared for it. It was just like he was going through some shit. We were sitting in the park. Nigga picked me up. It was like, he was like, I want to fuck. I was like, what? It's like people in this park. And he was like, I don't give a fuck. I want to fuck. Literally, I had on a maxi dress. I used to wear maxi dresses all the time. I had on a blue one. Nigga picked me up, pulled his dick out, set me down, and we were fucking in the park. While people is around. I'm like, we're going to go to jail. He didn't give a fuck. Stuff like that. Shit is hot. So, I think that's how he kept me for so long, because I never knew what the fuck to expect with this man. Like, with sex, with how crazy he was. Like, you couldn't control him. Like, you just could not control the beast of a man. And it was just so intriguing. And then the fact that I ain't never had a man chase me to the point where I didn't know what to do. He told me on the phone, I had to ask my brother. He told me, you don't know that you have a fatal attraction on your hand. I believe that shit. Because he was crazy. When the nigga comes to my house to stop me from going to see a stripper at 3 o'clock in the morning on my steps, you're crazy. When in the middle, I'm finna literally go on a date. I did not know this man was even coming to my house. He passed me in traffic and stops me in traffic to say, where the fuck you going? In traffic. He was crazy. When I had to put a restraining order out on him after all the craziness that happened between us, what did he do? Start popping up in my house. So his cousin apparently lived at the corner of where I lived, like in the complex where she lived at the corner. I don't even know who it was, but he's a park his truck around and fucking spy on my patio to see who the fuck is at my house. You're fucking crazy. If I go to the grocery store, he pulls up right next to me. Who the fuck you come to the grocery store to meet? He was fucking crazy. But crazy to the point, I was just like, have you ever seen an episode of Martin? When Martin came out and flew out of town and was hiding under Gina's bed, and then he caught Gina doing some shit, and then she was like, you do so much, I can't even get mad at you. That's how I felt with him. I was like, he did so much, I couldn't even get mad at him because he was so extreme. I was like, there was no way the nigga didn't love me. That's why I stayed so long, because I'm like, who would do all this shit? Who will almost damn near risk going to jail every fucking single time? Finna get into a fight with every man who I even pick up the phone and say hello to. Who would do that shit? Other than somebody who is fucking in love with my ass. That's why I stayed. That's why I dealt with his ass for as long as I did. I was hooked. I was hooked on all that drama and mess. I was hooked. I wasn't ashamed to say that I was hooked. And crazy how it sounds, he asked me to marry him. I was like, how the hell am I supposed to marry you and you're married already? You know what he said to me? I want you to have my baby. You stay on this side of town and I have my wife and kids on this side of town. I said, what is wrong with you? Or you just like, you have some serious screws loose if you really think that shit is going to work. You think I'm gonna have your baby for me to stay on this side of town so you can just come over here anytime you want to, and I'm, you know, I got a Kenan baby? It's like, no. Like, thinking about this stuff is crazy. The stuff that I dealt with for 4 years is crazy. He was finna get into it with my baby father over me. This story was ridiculous. My baby father came and he was just coming to town to come and get my kids for the winter break, I believe it was. And my baby father, he used to hate my baby father. Like, I mean, when I tell you hate, the horns, that is the bull, that is the Taurus, anytime he used to hear my baby father's name, he used to just be like, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. So my baby father came in town and he knew that he was coming. And I used to always tell him, like, you ain't gonna touch my baby father. I don't care for how mad you get, you ain't gonna touch my baby father. And so my baby father came to town, and he came and got the kids, and he had to go take the kids to the dentist. I'm laying in the bed. This fool comes walking right through my door at 9 a.m. I'm thinking it's him that's thinking it's my baby daddy coming back in the house. I'm like, what you missing? This nigga comes right into my room and was like, where the fuck he at? I'm like, who? He's like, your motherfucking baby daddy. I'm like, he not even here. He going to the dentist with the kids. He said, where your motherfucking phone? Grabs my phone, goes through it, saw a text message to my baby daddy saying my baby daddy to just get into bed is cool. In his mind, that text said we just had sex. He flipped the hell out. He smashed my phone up against the wall. He takes me by the throat, chokes me and slams me up against the wall, screaming in my face like, you fucking slept with that motherfucker. I'm like, I ain't sleeping nobody. Get your ass off me. Again, I tell you, the nigga's 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", somewhere around there. He dragged my little, I'm only 5'4". So he dragged my little ass up and through this house, threw my ass all up and through this house, flipped him over my couches, flipped over shit. You know, he just fucking Incredible Hulk and just went through my goddamn apartment. And I'm like, what the, because this is my first, that was my first time actually ever seeing him that mad. And I didn't know what to do. I literally went downstairs. I was beating on their door downstairs because he already smashed my phone. I'm like, I need to call the po-pos because, you know, get this nigga under control because I can't get this nigga under control. And sadly, my baby daddy was coming back to the house. I didn't know how to say this to him. Like, I didn't know how to bring this to him because my baby daddy didn't even know anything about him. So how am I going to say, oh, by the way, the guy that I'm seeing, the married guy, is upset that you're here, and by the way, he just wants to whoop your ass. How do y'all bring this? So I'm trying to, you know, fix my house up before my baby daddy come home. He come home like, what's going on? What just happened? I had to tell them. He's like, get a restraining order out on him. That's when the restraining order comes. I didn't really want to because I didn't really have the intent to leave him alone. I just didn't want what was happening to ever happen again. I'm like, but I did it just to, you know, make my baby father ease at the time, but pissed him off. So now he really like on a terror, because now he really wants to tear my baby father's head off. Like he wants to tear his head off. And frankly, if he would ever got a hold of my baby father probably would be dead. Because I'm not joking. He's never physically seen Keenan. And Keenan towers over him, number one. And number two, my baby daddy is probably like this big, right? Keenan is probably like this big. Just upper body. Because that's all Keenan do is work out and stuff. So upper body. He will beat the shit out of my baby father. So I was like, no, you will never, ever touch him. Like, one punch probably will fucking bust the nerve in my baby daddy head. Like, he got enough mental illness now. Like, one punch will fuck him up. Like, no, don't come near him. But it was, I have so many stories over the past 4 years. Okay, I'm going to end this. How did we end? He moved away. That's kind of how we ended. Something happened to his father. His father had a stroke. He ended up going out to California to help his father. And he just kind of never came back. And over time, it was hard at first for him to be gone, because I was so used to seeing him all the time, or anytime I really wanted to, you know. And for him to be gone just all of a sudden, it was hard to get over. But after, as they say, time heals all wounds. After so many months, it's been months now since I've actually physically seen him in person. You know, all those feelings are completely washed away. I don't even think about him like that anymore. And I'm sure you don't even think about me like that anymore. We only see each other like on social media. I check in and see what he's doing. If he's doing something great, I let him know he's doing something great. He check, you know, me on social media and vice versa. And, you know, things like that. But I don't think we probably would ever see each other again physically, which is great, because I still think if we was in each other's presence, or ever got back into each other's presence, we probably would fall back into the same thing again. We'll get caught up with being around each other again, to the point of we'll be back in each other's bed, back fucking with each other, back fighting each other's, you know, we'll be causing problems in each other's lives. So both of us is doing pretty well for ourselves. I'm glad I am actually out of that situation. Yes, I'm glad I'm out of that situation. I'm glad he's happy. I heard that he got another baby. Actually, I think I saw the baby picture. He has another baby, so good for him. You know, we both doing good for ourselves individually. And I didn't ever want us to get back messing with each other again, to the point where, you know, bad karma comes back and fuck up what we both worked hard to get. So I wish Mr. Jackson nothing but the best in his marriage, in his raising his children, in his business. You know, I hope he stays in California for the rest of his life. I mean, you know, because he freed me. He freed me from whatever that was, whatever entanglement that was. He definitely freed me the moment he moved away. So thank you so much. Good luck with everything. And that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed this long ass story time. There's so much more I wanted to put in this story time, but I didn't want to make this a freaking hour long talking about one person. But if you guys enjoyed this story time, like, comment, and share, and subscribe to this channel. Follow me again on social media, Keyshawn from Reach Prophecy and Sleepless and LPNB. And if you are curious about what kind of stuff, if you're in LA and you're looking for our local chef, this is his tag. You can follow him on Instagram and Facebook. That is his tag on Instagram and Facebook. And order up. He has really delicious food. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And hopefully the next time you see me, woo, my hair will be done. All right, guys. Bye.